In Anambra, it's Tuesday, the 26th day of April 2022. My name is Nonya Nwokoye, welcoming you to the show today. And we begin, as usual, with bringing you the press review. Do stay. Welcome to the press review. On the press review this morning, we have a lot of Nigerian dailies to look at. The Daily Sun, the Vanguard, the Nigerian New Telegraph, the Daily Trust, and so many others. And of course, news making the headlines on ABS website. In the studio, I have Chinedu Ekwono and Chief Hyacinth Okoye Njaba. Welcome to the studio, gentlemen.
Yeah, good morning and welcome, and thank you, viewers.
All right.
Welcome, viewers.
All right, we begin with looking at stories making the headlines on ABS website. Saludo swears in another commissioner, 3 special advisors. Anambra State government to introduce digital services in health sector. Anambra State urges residents to promote clean, healthy environment. WHO to collaborate with Anambra government in fight against malaria. I think it's important for us to take these stories together. The urging of residents to promote clean, healthy environment, and of course WHO collaborating with Anambra government in the fight against malaria. You know why I said we should take this together? Yesterday we discussed extensively on malaria, being the World Malaria Day, and the focus was that our environment is the major cause of the disease, malaria. So what's your take, Chinedu?
Yeah, over the years, we have the problem of our environment adequate there. And here we go problem because now and then our gutters and we're a good sanitation policy. For about 3 weeks to 1 month now, most places na Oka, a full refuse dump going on a block Uzo and a lot of things. And efficiency in Nibupu, those waste. I don't know. Amaram if you were the Kagasina Onyeselo Meta, government after government. So and Ebama breeding ground. As we were told, now mosquito be major cause of malaria. So I need to look a change your style.
All right.
Yeah, thank you very much.
In my own understanding, I can say we are problem to ourselves. Because every time short we are waiting for government. Everything government. Just simple instruction, simple law. Do not put refuse inside gutter. Like yesterday, if you go to the areas, so if you come out when the rain started, yes, you can see some of the, just people bringing out every rubbish they have in their house. Some people might even bring empty drum and throw inside the gutter. How will it flow? Do you understand? So everything is not government. We must have to be very, very careful the way we live.
So it should be collective responsibility.
Yes, collective responsibility. We cannot be waiting for government every time. Government will make a law. Government will keep a law. Government will obey the law. What are we doing, for God's sake?
All right, let's quickly move on to the first paper for review this morning. Let's see the Daily Sun newspaper. Let's see stories there. 2023, Jonathan steps up consultation on APC move. With riders there, his defection declaration underway. That's coming from supporters. Ex-president's plan to recontest national service, says campaign coordinator. I have capacity to rescue Nigeria from current mess. Saraki Tokin says insecurity won't continue beyond 2023. Kano challenges a secret trial, says plan unconstitutional. NDLEA arrests businessman over 3 billion naira illicit drugs linked to DCP Kari's team. We tried the EFCC nabbed suspect for allegedly defrauding Kwara Monarch of 33 million naira. Imo explosion, death toll rises to 150. Igbo group demands Buhari Uzodinma's visit to tragedy site. I'll promote states comparatives for economic growth, coming from the governor of Rivers State, Wike. Dollar scarcity hits bank, worsening insecurity, poor economy, hindering states from boosting IGR. Blame military, not cooker for Tucano jet delivery delay. NEF replies presidency. It would be great injustice if I didn't contest. That's coming from Vice President Oshimbajo. And 2023 Igbo leaders urge Southeast aspirants to press on with presidential bid, vows to support them to end. Now let's look at the issue of 2023 presidential aspirants. You know, a lot of them announcing what they would do. And Nigerians, is it really the first time we are hearing of moving mountain when I get to the, the most coveted position politically?
Yes, frankly speaking, it will be very bad for me to say that I'm tired of Nigeria because I cannot run away. But I understand that it is the same thing that goes round, that comes round as well. You know, in the campaign now, this one will say, I'll stop this, I'll do that, I'll do this. Just like APC told us when they were coming in, Buhari made a mention of every down thing that will make our life good. But when he came into office, he started blaming PDP, Jonathan, for what he did not do. You refused to do what you said you would do. You began to blame somebody for what you did not do. You know those things were there when you came up. So if you are coming in, you will be coming to salvage it. That is to do something reasonable, not to begin to blame the people that has just done their own in the past. So this, just like what all of them are saying now. For example, Sibanjo, the vice president, is saying that you build on the legacies of Buhari. I began to ask myself, where are the legacies? What is he going to build on? Is it on insecurity? Is it on the education system that has just collapsed? Is it on health? Is it on infrastructural development or decay? What is he coming to build on Buhari's achievement? The same thing is applicable to others, walking around, saying so many things. Do you understand? But in the end, let us see how it goes.
Okay, quickly, let's see the next paper, the Vanguard newspaper now. Let's see stories on the Vanguard newspaper. Adegoke's murder. Defendant slumps as Falana appears for prosecution. 2023 to be injustice, betrayal if I refuse to contest. Still coming from Oshimbajo. How Alafin married me at 19, says Queen Ola, estranged wife. Former Minister Graham Douglas dies at 82. 2023, Buhari deceiving Jonathan, others. Adebanjo talking, says Jonathan allowing himself to be disgraced. As Clark Adebanjo, Middle Belt Forum canvass Igbo president. Igbo have competent, patriotic people. That's coming from Clark. Southwest should take the back seat for now. Pogo speaking. FG stops striking varsity workers' salary. Delay in supply of weapons. Blame military's conduct, not Kuka. NEF tells presidency. Terrorism charge. Nnamdi Kanu rejects secret trial. Heads to court. NDLEA nabs suspected drug baron behind 3 billion naira tramadol linked to Abba Kyari's team. Insecurity, Nigeria has become capital of kidnapping. Saraki talking. Elon Musk seals a $44 billion Twitter deal. Okay, a lot of stories here. Let's look at the banner headline in the Vanguard newspaper where Adebanjo is saying that Buhari deceiving Jonathan, others, as regards the 2023 general election.
Actually, I don't know even what good luck Jonathan is trying to do to himself. And I think he left the government as a hero, but coming back to contest in APC, that's going to be a very bad gamble.
You think so?
Yes. One, after how many years, people were in APC when you left, and it has been a major opposition party to your PDP that you've been promoting. Is that not greed? One, the major thing is that members of APC will work against him. That is just how it will be. So I don't think there's something he left there. Even his government was not as good as people are trying to portray it, though it's better than what we have now. So it has to rest. We have competent people. Is he the only person in Nigeria? We have more competent people.
I think I will want to say something about that.
All right.
Yes, because this is what I've been saying about Nigerian politics. No ideology, individual, I know, that's what you think about something
strong
about
belief.
this nation. Yes.
Strong belief.
You understand? So you want to bring yourself into anything that is happening, whether it's good or bad. Today you are saying this, tomorrow you'll be saying this. Now, if Jonathan left PDP not quite long, he had not left PDP. He contested and won. He has been ruling under PDP. And Buhari is blaming PDP for the woes of this country. Then Jonathan is coming to join Buhari in his party. Does it mean that the woes of this country, as Buhari has been claiming, that was caused by PDP, is no more there? Has he accepted, yes, that he did wrong for coming back again? Then if that is the case, where is that integrity? Do you understand? I want to summarize it by saying, if he does it, if at all he's jostling or jogging for whatever he's doing or consulting, let me tell you, in the end, sorry will be his name. Because finally, he's going to lose both national and international reputation.
All right, it's still Press Review on ABS Television. We have a telephone line on your screen, and knowing that it's audience participatory, you can call to make your own opinion count on issues being raised on this platform. Now, Daily Trust newspaper is next in our lineup. Daily Trust newspaper. Ahead of Salah, airfares skyrocket. Lagos Sokoto now 120,000 naira. Operators cite demand and supply forces. Only tax relief will reduce pressure, expert says. Imo residents fear epidemic as mass burial fails to hold. North bigwigs dividing South to retain power. Coming from Afenifere, says no apologies, rejecting zoning. Northern elders. Tin firms shortlisted to toll Abuja, Lokoja, 11 other roads. Bandits run out of fuel, abandon 10 motorcycles in Abuja. 2023, it will be injustice to Nigeria if I don't contest. Oshimbanjo talking. Drunken cop kills 2 at Lagos birthday party. Let's look at that story because I saw the picture, okay, the video clips of people that died in that party yesterday. So now it's being confirmed that they were actually killed by cops, drunken cops. What do we make of this in a party?
Insecurity in Nigeria is it's now high.
Is this an issue of insecurity?
It will not be.
Yes, it is our carelessness. You know, when you talk, it's not, insecurity must not come from known terrorists and bandits, because now recklessness from cops and most of these people we call our security agents are not even, they are not contented with their job. They are not happy, and there are things, and there are infiltrations. There are a lot of people there that are not supposed to be there because of the corruption and nepotism and things like that. So, and you know what happened when there was this killing of Apo 6 in Abuja? The culprits, they all, from what we heard, most of them went scot-free. Nobody has penalized them, so things like that can still happen again. So Nigeria is, because there's no, didn't you see about 120 or so that were pardoned by the president the other day. So committing crime in Nigeria doesn't even have any, because there's no
somebody
consequence.
that you're going to a birthday party to really have fun, so to speak, and in the process you got shot and killed by security personnel that is supposed to protect you. Maybe they were those stationed in the vicinity, you know, to ensure security of lives and property. So what are we actually seeing in this country?
You know, in most cases, we can call it mistake, but in some other ways it cannot be. Do you understand? Because, you know, our security men in this country, I think they are tired of themselves, not necessarily tired of Nigeria. On a serious note, I have to be very frank about it. They are tired of themselves. Some of them even require to be examined. Do you understand? To see if actually their brain is working well. Because the issue of this terrorism everywhere, no, they themselves are in fear. Do you understand? The fear can enter into someone's brain, and at times you begin to act madly, seeing every person to be a terrorist. Probably somebody was coming around with a different...
All right, let's have this person. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. All right, in case you want to be a part of what we are doing here, when you call, you move away from your television set, or you tune in down completely so we can communicate effectively here. Let's see the New Telegraph newspaper now. Let's see stories making the headlines on the New Telegraph. 2023, PANDEF, Afenifere, MBF agree on president from Southeast. We have riders there, say power rotation part of federal character principle. It's disgraceful for Jonathan to contemplate race, says Debanjo. No cabal can impose president on Nigerians. I am talking. Group moves to raise 6 billion naira for Obi's campaign. Let's hold it there and welcome this caller. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Your name and where you're calling from? Could you please move away from your television set? From Lagos. We know you can move away from your TV set, please.
Okay.
All right, go ahead and talk to us. Okay. Okay, still on the New Telegraph newspaper. ASU strike, appoint competent hand as education minister, coming from, parents telling federal government to try the Delta Blast Union over strike TET fund. Imo refinery tragedy, death toll rises to 110, coming from NEMA. Tinubu condoles Uzodimma disaster victims. It will be injustice, betrayal to Nigerians if I refuse to contest. Shimbajo says he's not ready to retire to Ikenne. Okay, we move on. Consensus, PDP, North Ethnic Party, Northern stakeholders. But don't blackmail PDP, and then they want female aspirants. NCC, mobile technology crashes cyber cafe users to 0.2. Kiari, NDLA arrests suspected drug baron behind 3 billion naira tramadol deal. Terrorism charge, Kano challenges secret trial. Now banks non-oil export earnings rise by 5% to $1.57 billion. A lot of stories here. Let's still look at, let's look at the issue of ASU strike, because we know it's been lingering. From 1 month, they shifted it, or they extended it to 2 months. Now, SANU and NASU, they shifted their own to yet another 1 month. And we are gradually dragging. I don't know where we are going with all this strike and the effect on our children.
This case of ASU and education management in Nigeria, it's a typical example of what Nigeria, the disaster that Nigeria have become. I don't know the rationale behind what the government is saying, and the indifference they are showing in respect of ASU strike. I read, I think this morning or yesterday, Ngiga was telling us to go and meet a committee, that they should go and meet a committee. I will tell you the unseriousness on the part of government.
And now the parents are calling on federal government to, to pick a competent hand as a minister for education minister. Is that really going to solve the problem? That's another question.
Yes. I think this is the most uneducated education minister we have in Nigeria. I will stand to be corrected. Adamu is the most uneducated education minister we've produced in Nigeria. The thing is that is the problem we have in this country. When you have to use square pegs and square holes. Why would you? Maybe you want to satisfy you want to use it as a political patronage or political offices. And a ministry as sensitive as education must be manned by a professional. That is what it is supposed to be. Now it is about 2 months. The students are at home. And we are talking about crime, about insecurity. And nobody is even talking about it. So I think Nigeria has a major, and that education is a major problem.
All right, let's move on. This day newspaper is next in our lineup. Let's see stories on this day. It's Igbo's turn to produce president in 2023. Afenifere, NBF, PANDEF insist declare Yoruba's presidential bid inelegant and say unfortunate Jonathan allowed himself to be disgraced. We have Elon Musk reaches agreement to acquire Twitter for $44 billion, over 40 million Nigerians on microblogging platform. Presidential ticket, let's all go to national convention, say PDP northern leaders. WHO malaria killed over 602,000 people in Nigeria, others in 2021. With riders there, U.S. spends $768 million to fight malaria in country. ExxonMobil spent over $37.4 million on anti-malaria programs in nation in 20 years. Obaseki canvasses innovative financing in the disease fight. And OPEC mourns over 100 persons killed in Imo explosion. Let's look at that story, because the other paper we saw where the Imo residents are crying out that the mass burial failed. I don't know why that should happen, because yesterday we heard that the government is actually planning for a mass burial for all those involved.
Well, I think issue of mass burial or no mass burial in Imo State, government is failing on their duties. Do you understand? Because we begin to think about what caused it first before we begin to think about mass burial. Something that has been existing, the refinery has been existing in that particular place for a very long time. You have police in Imo State, you have army, you have civil defense in Imo State. Even the residents, nobody reported about it. They know it is illegal, but they continue to maintain it. What it implies is that we are not functioning well in this country. The refineries are not complete, are not okay. So people were enjoying it. Probably the military men were taken from the proceeds of the refinery. Then
saying that the issue of mass burial should not come up now. A lot of bodies littered.
I
know,
know,
it's over
I
3
know,
days, 4
I know.
days.
My worries, they are already gone. My worries is what actually caused the death. Do you understand? They can be buried in a mass grave, or if they can, because
that's what the residents
yes.
are crying out for. Because first of all, let there be a clearance, so that there won't be any outbreak.
That ignorance that caused their death is equally what is leading to this. Because governments are not serious about whatever that is happening in this country. That's what I'm saying. It is the ignorance that caused the death. Because if they had stopped the refinery earlier before the death, it wouldn't have happened. Now it has happened because they don't care, because it does not concern them. They don't bother about the environment, because we have environmental pollution. Do you understand? Can you imagine somebody that is dead under that condition, then for more than 1 week now, for more than 3, 4, 5 days now, still around like that? You think it will be stinking? So what I'm trying to say is that the government ignorance is the cause of the problem, and government ignorance is why they have not been able to come in for this mass burial.
All right, quickly, let's move on to the Nation newspaper. PDP ex-governors aspirants reject consensus candidates. We tried that Obi Ngige Omahi Anyim rally ethnic nationalities for Southeast presidential bid. Igbo leaders deny Wike Amechi. Rivers governor donates 200 million naira in Kaduna. The nation's Ololade wins global journalism. APC begins sale of forms in Abuja State. Suspect in OAU student's death slumps in court. World richest man Elon Musk buys Twitter for $44 billion. TCN discos Genco's trade blames over poor power supply. Okay, Alafin's body buried according to tradition, says Oyo High Chief. My romance with Oba Adeyemi by ex-wife. All right, a lot of stories in front of the Nation newspaper. APC begins sale of forms in Abuja State. I saw, there's a woman I saw that was actually, tackling the youths, let me put it that way, that they can fund what's it called, End Stars protest, but coming to buy form, they are making noise that the money is too much. I don't know. Now they've started the sale of their forms.
Actually, I don't know. The case is that I don't know how Nigerians behave, the political class. It is not even restricted to the political class. But talking about the political class for now, the nomination forms are damn too expensive. From PDP, APC, even APGA. APGA sold the House of Reps form for 7 million. Now APC is selling presidential form for 100 million. Now, if we analyze it properly, how long will a man work to earn 100 million naira in a bank from where you will buy a form? Is that not giving opportunities for corrupt men? Now, if I buy a nomination form for 100 million and the political expenses and every other thing, if you get to that place, it is transactional, because you get to that place to recoup your investment. So we are officially encouraging corruption in this country by the political class.
Okay. I'll come in there. I am just marveled when with what I'm hearing and what I heard, because it is just, I don't know how to put it, but the issue is this. No reasonable human being, no nice human being who made his genuine money will ever go to buy the form with 100 million naira. It's only those people who made it through that political, corruptive or mago way that can afford it. And it is encouraging more corruption. And another one is that so many of the Nigerians who may have interest to come and run cannot afford it. So they just clearly want to shut some people out of,
the race.
The race. Otherwise, you want to come and contest to be a president of this country and you use 100 million naira to buy form. You are not talking about campaign. They are going around now consulting, spending a lot of money. It is just selling Nigeria. They are trying to sell Nigeria again to somebody else who is ready to buy. As simple as that.
All right, the Leadership newspaper is next in the lineup. Leadership newspaper, let's see, 2023 presidency. Citing fairness, Southern Middle Belt leaders make case for Southeast. With riders there, go and put your house in order, Afenifere tells Igbo politicians. Northern stakeholders warn against pitting North against South. Leadership award, NNPC achieved this by teamwork, Kyari talking. Niger court awards 1 billion naira against truck owners for blocking highway. Abba Kyari, NDLEA arrest drug baron behind 3 billion naira tramadol deal. World richest man Elon Musk buys Twitter for $44 billion. Reps postpone resumption of plenary. Police officer kills 2, injures others at Lagos party. And a lot of others. Okay, after PMB's orders, security agents go after illegal refineries. Okay, let's look at this case of the drug baron that was arrested. Of course, I think I saw an Igbo name there, a millionaire at that.
The case of drug trafficking in Nigeria is, it has been there, and I think there was a time I think it was in the late or middle 80s when they talked about, no, in the 90s, Oyakilome, the police commissioner, the police boss that was involved in that Glory Okon issue. So the major barons in Nigeria, they collaborate with security agents. It has been there. It is good. It is coming now that Abba Kyari is in problem, because I think it is a product of the investigation on Abba Kyari's activities, and many more are happening. It is just that we are seeing this now, because the problem we have in Nigeria is that we don't have a trusted security agency. The people that our security is assigned to are even the people that are breaking the law. Now you're talking about this incident. What about terrorism? For about 5-6 years now, people they've been importing arms, all these motorcycles, they've been transferring money and a lot of things, because they have internal collaborators. You can't tell me the crime can exist in a state or a region for 1-2 years. The whole of Nigerian military cannot combat it. So what we are suffering is internal collaboration by our security agencies in destroying Nigeria.
All right, moving on to the Daily Independent newspaper. I'll betray Nigerians if I don't contest. That's the big story in front of the Daily Independent. That's banner headline in front of the Daily Independent, still coming from Oshimbajo. Now, PDP, Northern stakeholders reject Saraki Mohammed as consensus presidential aspirants. Nnamdi Kanu sues Chief Judge, Registrar over secret trial. NDLEA arrests suspect behind 3 billion naira illicit drug linked to Kyari's team. Federal government to concession 42.74 billion metric tons of bitumen. PDP women plot winning strategy ahead of 2023. PENCOM revises regulation on retirement, terminal benefits, telecom sectors. GDP growth rate faces decline. MTN Nigeria issues a 127 billion naira commercial paper. Musk strikes $44 billion deal to buy Twitter. A lot of stories in front of this paper. Nnamdi Kanu's issue, let's look at it because it has recorded in so many of the papers we looked at this morning. He's filing for a secret trial. He said it's unconstitutional.
Yes, on my own view, I know that anything that is secret, something must be, hidden somewhere. If you want to do anything in secret, probably you are planning for something else. And that is what Nnamdi Kanu is checking for. What is the point trying him in a secret way? They should make it open so that those things that are claiming against him or that are saying against him, people will know that, people will hear that, and begin to judge themselves too. Because when you are listening to something, you will be able to draw a conclusion whether this is good or this is bad. But if they do it under secrecy, it means people will know what they are doing, and they will come out with any judgment the way they want it, and nobody will question them. So I am in support of Nnamdi Kanu's say push that it will never be done under secrecy.
My own view on that, sometimes Nigerian government, they escalate issues. They made this issue look as if there's something extraordinary, even from the first time he was arrested. When he was granted bail, why did the military come? Somebody that is under administrative court bail, he would have taken the matter. If he is found guilty, everybody will know. Now, this development of trying him in secret, they've not given us any reason for the secret trial. So, if he's challenging the secrecy of his trial, he is right. He has right to fair hearing. So, let Nigerians see what is happening. If he's guilty, let him be guilty.
All right, that's the much time could allow us take on the press review this morning. Would like to appreciate the gentleman in the studio so much for being a part of the show. Thank you so much, Inedu, for coming this morning.
Thank you.
And thank you so much, Chief Hyacinth Okoye-Njaba.
Well, I have to thank you as well. Though you cleverly or carefully avoided issue of Igbo presidency and rest of them, I had wanted to speak much on that because I prepared for it. However, next time. Thank
All
you.
right. Tomorrow is another day on the press review. My name is Nonya Nwokoye. Still coming on Good Morning Anambra. We have more.